It's all about being very respectful with your line of profession, basically, you know. And with paparazzi, you know, time and time again, you know, if you're an important dignitary, you're a celebrant or so, you're aware that cameras will be there, but you still expect them to be, you know, respectful when they're taking their pictures, not throw the camera in your face or jump over each other because they're trying to get pictures, especially when you go to weddings. They're all clamoring for, you know, father-daughter dance or couple cutting the cake or the couple's dance or something. Before you know it, they're almost in the faces of the celebrants themselves. And I keep saying, this for me is a breach of security. So who draws the line? Where do they draw the line? So you should say, okay, when the couple are dancing, don't smother them. Beyond these points, this is an off-limit zone. Use your zoom lens. And it's just as well. You know, if you go to certain places and you go to very important conferences and things like that, there's a line where the photographers cannot pass.
There was a church, a wedding, and in the church you have, you know, the section for the cameramen.
Precisely.
You don't get to start moving.
That's it. Yes. And even imagine, you mentioned that. Can you imagine in a church service where a wedding is taking place, where ideally photographers should not be seen anywhere up the front. Before you know it, they overstep their boundary and they're right at the front. Then you start hearing the photographers, please step back. And they still don't listen, by the way. They still don't listen. So at that point in time, who should be in charge of them? Or should they not have been told where they cannot pass? That's what it's really all about.
All right, can we flip this a bit?
Yeah.
If you find yourself in a situation where a cameraman goes out of line, you're attending a function, and probably they conduct themselves in such a way that it breaches your peace. Maybe, I mean, there are several scenarios that we can have. How should you address the situation? Should you cut them in and say, no, you can't do this? Or how do you deal with that?
Well, first and foremost,
especially if they are very disrespectful, even after being corrected.
Yeah, well, without a doubt, if they are blocking you, time and time again we see it. People get up and say, excuse me, you're